Assemble with care. Snuggle down and cozy up, for tonight we explore the wonderful world of the museum. You wake to find yourself standing in a large atrium. High above your head, the glass ceiling reveals a star-filled, jet-black sky. The moon is full and beams brightly, flooding the room with a cool blue hue. Surrounding you are 4 walls, each containing a pair of impressively tall, dark, wooden doors. Each is topped by a white marble lintel, deeply carved with ornate patterns and scrolls. You know where you are. This is the museum. You walk towards each door in turn, curiously snatching glances at the names of the galleries as you pass them. The first 3 are what you expect to find: ancient Egypt, costume through the ages, and Roman sculpture. The last, however, surprises you. Exploring the next millennium. You're intrigued. How can a museum look forwards in time? You push open the heavy door and step inside. This room is lit only by small neon lights placed in or around the displays. As your eyes gradually adjust, you begin to make out strange angular constructions, tubes and girders, curved dishes and silver grills. Some of the exhibits are suspended in the air and hover like giant dragonflies, with their huge golden wings outstretched. Others squat on raised platforms like giant crabs, their highly polished legs reflecting pinpoints of light. Glass cabinets are filled with unearthly objects, spacesuits, moon rock, and modules. Above them, the walls are covered in images of faraway galaxies and rockets. You lean against the glass case and peer at a set of commemorative coins. One of them features the Eagle, the landing craft that took men to the moon. You have seen the recordings of Neil Armstrong stepping onto the surface. You can recite what he said precisely. One small step
for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You find yourself in an area that has been dedicated entirely to models of varying scale. The larger professional ones have been lent to the museum by space agencies and have been made to illustrate what the final spacecraft will look like. Others have been gifted by the general public and are made from plastic kits. You appreciate their complexity and the time and effort they would have taken to build. These models had to be assembled carefully and with precision, because once the glue had set, mistakes could not easily be rectified. The same when applying the paint. One mistake and hours of work could be ruined. They range from individual minifigures to whole space stations and include characters like the Space Police and the Aliens and Galaxy Squad. Some of the simpler ones you have built yourself. You love the way the blocks snap together with a satisfying click. Interestingly, the exhibits are displayed together with their instruction manuals. Some of them have been opened to reveal the beautifully drawn and numbered instructions. You enjoy analysing them, and you imagine yourself sorting the pieces and placing them together in the correct order. As you move amongst the exhibits, something catches your eye. You stop in awe. In front of you stands the most amazing model, the meter-high NASA Apollo Saturn V rocket. On its raised platform, it towers above you, and you have to strain your neck to see the very top. You can't believe your eyes. Instinctively, you step nearer to get a better view, but your feet come up against the stand, and you lose your balance. As you swing your arms to steady yourself, your hand brushes against the rocket, and you watch in horror as it begins to sway. You try to grab it, but you misjudge the distance, and you can do nothing but stare in horror as it crashes to the floor, breaking into hundreds of tiny plastic bricks which scatter across the floor. For a moment, you cannot move. Then, with a growing sense of determination, you kneel on the floor and gather all the pieces you can find. Next, you search the platform for the instructions booklet. It is a very thick manual, over 300 pages. Opening it, you realise that you will have to identify every single piece for each stage of construction. You know it would have originally come pre-packaged in numbered bags, making your job a lot easier. But you're determined and flick to the back of the manual where you find an illustrated list of all the pieces used to build the model. Slowly and carefully, you begin to disassemble the parts of the rocket which remained intact after the fall and place all of the pieces in their relevant piles. Then you sort the mound of pieces that you drew together earlier, and you check them all. After some more searching, you find that you have everything you need, and you begin on the first page. You find the instructions easy to follow. Every piece required for each stage of your build is clearly identified, and coloured arrows illustrate how they go together. You work methodically, and soon develop a calm rhythm. Read the instruction, collect the pieces, assemble, check, repeat. You are so absorbed in your work that you do not notice the time passing. The model begins to come together. The engines, the 3 rocket stages, the command module and the service module are all complete. You have only the launch escape and the lunar modules left. These are the most complicated parts of the build. Your eyes sting and your legs ache from kneeling for so long. You need to take a moment. You stand and stretch and rub your eyes. You promise yourself that you won't stop until you finish the job. With renewed energy, you work through the last few pages of the booklet until the final piece is in your hand. It is the launch escape system, the section of the rocket that will save the astronauts if anything were to go wrong and their journey to the stars is stopped. You click it into place and the model is done. You place it carefully on the platform and beside it the instruction manual. You are proud of what you've done and you stand back to admire your handiwork. You feel an overwhelming sense of achievement and pride at being able to fix something you'd accidentally broken. As you stand there admiring the creation, you notice an illustration of the night sky and a huge silver moon behind the rocket. You start to imagine what it might be like to be an astronaut and journey into space. You get lost in your thoughts as you put your head back against the wall and stare at the rocket. With your head amongst the stars, you close your eyes, drifting off to sleep as you await your next adventure.